king of poisonous hand potion was secretly angry, but remained silent, because he knew that Zhuofan's mind was to disturb his mind and prevent him from becoming a pill. If he responded, he would really count. Therefore, he can only endure. Even if Zhuofan sneered at him, he could not turn back. It is different now. Zhuofan has a lot of time to spend with him. He has to fight every minute and second, otherwise he might be eliminated. If you can't get the body ficus, you will lose your face. Zhuofan was not in a hurry to know what he was thinking. If you hit a snake 7 inches, you will naturally have to catch his dead hole. You can't be early or late. You must hit him into with a single blow. Therefore, Zhuofan's initial disturbances were only foreshadowing. Before he could zoom in, he would slowly consume him like boiled frog in warm water. 5-grade top-grade spirit pill, refining is complete. At this moment, a familiar voice sounded. Yan Fu held the elixir in his hand, and showed it to everyone with joy. Zhuofan's eyelids shook, and he couldn't help laughing out loud. Ha ha ha. Yan Leo, you really teach a good apprentice. Blue is better than blue. But this time, another seat in the final was occupied. Hearing this, the poison hand potion king still didn't answer, but turned his head and glared to look at the position of his baby apprentice. Yan Fu, still proud of his face and holding his chest high, suddenly felt a cold look at himself. Turned his head and saw that he was actually his master, and he could not help but startle with a tremble, and quickly lowered his head, sweating all over his body. Now he suddenly realized that he did something wrong and competed with the master on the same stage, and the master hasn't finished the training yet. How can his apprentice finish the training first? Isn't this just grabbing the limelight of the master and disobeying the great sin? He now regrets that his intestines are green, but there is no way. The big mistake has been cast. And the poison hand medicine king had no time to bother with his silly apprentice, and hurried to continue refining the medicine in his hand. Shout! It is worthy of being the king of poisonous hand potion, and it is quite breathable. Zhuofan touched his nose, gave Yan Song a deep look, and laughed out loud. Hehe. Admire and admire. Yan Leo is really good at self-cultivation. Such a rebellious apprentice can bear it. But unfortunately, you still can't now. The poison hand medicine king snorted coldly, ignoring him, knowing that this was his strategy to disturb his mind. If you really care about it, then you really count. No matter whether he can really listen to it. Zhuofan said it there anyway. Do you know? In fact, I used that trick at first, and failed. The ears didn't move, although Wang Ming, the poisonous hand medicine, knew that this was Zhuofan's plan. But when he heard the topic of this alchemy of alchemy, as an alchemist, he couldn't help raising his ears. The corner of the mouth slightly tilted, revealing a strange arc. Zhuofan continued. The reason why the move failed at the time was because the flame was too weak. But this point, before I used it, I was fully aware of it. It is just to try to think about success. That is to say, it is my intention to fail. It is not an exaggeration. The pupil of the eye couldn't stop shrinking, and the poison hand medicine king's heart moved. With this movement, his flame shook. So he quickly calmed down and continued alchemy, but his ears were still standing unconsciously. I've been showing a lot of loss since then. But I just pretended to show you that the sympathy expressed by those people in the audience is also the kind of atmosphere I deliberately created. The purpose is to relax your vigilance. Otherwise, if my sneeze is more accurate, you can stop it easily. His body could not help but move, and the flame-burning hand of the poison hand potion king trembled. And finally turned his head and said so after the old man has completely relaxed his vigilance, and at the critical moment of Cheng Dan, the old man while being in the excitement of Dan Cheng. The old man was yawned. The boy, really good intentions, I am afraid that he is not under the Ghost 7. Hehe, wherever, Yan Leo has been reputed. Zhuofan waved his hands and chuckled. But the so-called trick is to use all the things that can be used. Yan Lao said at the time that the following group of people could not save my life, even if they stirred them up. It is useless. That is right, you are right. However, although they can't save my life, they can cheat your old man. If it is not in that sad atmosphere, you might not be so quick. Feeling that I am desperate. Let go of my vigilance. The empty fist tightened unconsciously, and the poison hand Persian king gritted his teeth fiercely, secretly hating himself for being old. And actually being played between applause by a little devil. Hehe, you don't have to blame yourself too much, seeming to see his thoughts. Zhuo Fan chuckled and continued, after all. You are used to poison, conspiracy and tricks on weekdays. It is not because you are good at it. It is no big deal to lose. If you stand no. The Ghost 7 is in front of me. Maybe I won't be able to deceive him. Well, no matter what, the old man has a big heel this time. However, don't be too happy, then the old man will never be fooled by you again. Bite your teeth. Hate. Brow slightly raised, Zhuo Fan suddenly laughed out loud. Ha ha ha, sorry, Yan Lao. Although this is very disrespectful, but I have to regret to inform you that you are fooled again. Unexpectedly, the king of poisonous hand medicine is unknown. But at this moment, Lu Yizhan's voice sounded, and then two people's voices sounded. It was within just a few moments that three more were shortlisted for the final Dan Wang final. Although your alchemy is indeed very fast, but you listened to me talking such a lot of nonsense. Even if the mood is not disturbed, alchemy did not fail, but it also slowed down your alchemy process. A smile like a devil was raised at the corner of your mouth. Zhuo Fanayin laughed softly and said, yes, Laozi's real purpose is not just to disturb your state of mind, but to make you too late to make a panacea and kick your old guy out. And surprisingly, watching more and more people around him was about to make alchemy a success, the poisonous drug king's heart tightened, and it was the first time in his life that he felt fear. This young man is really terrible. Even from the third round, or perhaps even earlier, he laid such a malicious chain and waited for himself to drill. But the most hateful thing is that he has won the prize twice. Looking at the hand, only half of the medicinal material was refined, and the face of the poisonous hand medicine king was uncertain. He has been on the mainland for so many years, and for the first time has encountered such a terrifying opponent like Zhuo Fan.